So today I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna do something normal PlayStation fans and fanboys don't do. I'm gonna vent. I'm gonna vent about the PlayStation 5 generation and just man, ugh. I hate to do this. I hate to be negative, but this has been a fucking sucky generation. Okay, like listen, man. I could sit here, I could cope, I could sit there and go, oh, I understand, the company has to change a couple times, and the stuff I legit understand. I understand that the company itself has gone through some massive fucking changes. They literally have changed CEOs now more times than any other company I could think of in the game industry that isn't called Bungie or a fucking Rockstar. But even then, like Rockstar still, run by, for the most part, from what I understand, people have still been there. My point being is this generation has just been rough for PlayStation guys. And I feel like with fanboys in particular, it has just been this nonstop coping mechanism. And it's just like this denial of reality, this denial of PlayStation going third party. That feels like something that doesn't sound right, but it makes sense. It makes business sense. It makes sense why they would go third party at this point. Because one, I hate to tell you guys this. Well, actually, no, I love telling you guys this. Their IPs are worth a lot. IPs right now are worth buku bucks. Like more money than you could dream of. For like a franchise like The Last of Us. Like, listen, I get The Last of Us gets beat to death. It's overexposed to hell. But people still buy the games. They still watch the show. They still buy the merch. If the stuff wasn't popular, they wouldn't put it down your throats. Like, okay? It's like with John Cena. It's like, much as people could sit there and bitch about John Cena merch back in 2010s, the fact is, if it wasn't selling, they wouldn't be pushing it as hard. So it's like, I kind of get it. But PlayStation just generation, they've had so many pivot changes. They have had two major pivot changes I could think of. And it's all because of the fucking Jim Ryan, dude. Jim Ryan, I legit believe, fucking did more damage to this fucking console generation, this console brand, than anyone else. But at the same time, I think he's the one who saw the fucking writing on the wall. The guys like Sean Lane and other guys, from the past, they still kind of think in the old terms. They still kind of think in an old aspect of, well, you need exclusives to sell machines. That's not true anymore, though. I think the thing, what people buy consoles for now is for the ecosystem, their friends, and what they're attached to, and the services, and obviously to an extent, the games. But I think the reason why PlayStation has been so dominant for so long is because their ecosystem, for lack of a better way, the better way to play, has been better than Xbox. And Nintendo's... I'm sorry, I legit fucking laughed there thinking for a second about Nintendo's online and how much dog fucking shit they put in those servers. And people are... eat up. But still, listen, PlayStation's just been lacking. They've been lacking on the exclusive front. They've been lacking on the quality control. Hey, you know what? You can give Microsoft shit all they want for Redfall, but at least they didn't have fucking Concord. At least they didn't have Concord, okay? Concord, a game that was sold to us. This was going to be like the future of live service games. And this was the game that got pushed instead of The Last of Us Factions and Spider-Man the Greater Web and new Twisted Metal game. All because Bungie and their fucking infinite wisdom has to step in and say, whoa, you can't milk your fans like we do on this game. You're trying to be fun? You're trying to be entertaining? No! Here at Bungie, we believe, screw the customer. We will violate their buttholes, and you know what? They're going to like it. Somehow they grow like evil fucking old style evil mustache, and it's like, Bungie, go fuck yourself. I'm kind of losing my mind here, but my point is, this generation has just, it's been a shit show with very little breaks in between. Very little breaks. Listen, PlayStation puts out great games. I don't deny that. I don't, but then again, I'm not exactly an unbiased source here. Openly admit, I'm a PlayStation guy. I buy PlayStation games and the deluxe editions. Hell, in some cases, I buy 10, almost 5-year-old collector's edition just because I have nostalgia for the franchise. Hint, hint, Last of Us Part 2 collector's edition to my right. But it's like, at the same time, I can't deny that when they put out a game, it's the big deal of that month. Ghost of Yote. You know what? Some people out there calling it, more of the same. I'm sorry. Is that a bad thing all of a sudden? Is it something bad to be something more of what people loved in 2020, in 2025? That's like complaining Doom is too much like Doom. Yeah, that's a problem. But at the same time, it's very few W's in between. It's very few W's. Every once in a while, we get a break. Every once in a while, hey, you know what? Things aren't so bad on the PlayStation side. And then that giant pile of comes right down on us. And then we're reminded, they're still doing fair games and marathon. I don't know why they're still doing those. Everyone is telling them, please, for the love of God, don't do these. These will fail. And for whatever reason, executives here keep doing, it will succeed. It's like they have the fucking reverse in their ears. And listen, I know there's always a time old, thing. People always say, oh, they need to bring back certain IPs. They need to do this. They need to do that. Listen, guys, wow, I would love a new Jak and Daxter game. Jak and Daxter's not a console seller. And really, at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of their older IPs only do so well. I think what the business they should be in right now is building new IPs and building on top of those foundations of those franchises. You see this with Horizon. You see this with The Last of Us. You see this with, you're going to see this with Galactic. You're going to see this with Spider-Man. And here's the crazy part. They're not afraid to go third party. Because guess what? 30% of a sale is still 30% of a sale that would not have happened before. That's how they're looking at it. And listen, I know all the fanboys out there, they're going to get upset. Oh no, we're losing exclusives. So fucking what? Let's just get to fanboys here for a second. Why the fuck are you arguing on the internet with random strangers about your favorite piece of plastic? Listen, I'm not gonna be a fucking, I'm not gonna sit here and say I didn't do that stuff. No, that was actually part of my channel for a long time. But as I got older, I kind of realized how stupid it is, and I kind of also came to the conclusion, if what my favorite platform's best thing is keeping games away from people who want to play it. Wouldn't that kind of make me entitled dick? Just thinking, just thinking out loud here. If the thing you love about your platform is that you get to brag about someone else not being able to play the game they want to play on their favorite platform, that sounds like an asshole kind of thing, doesn't it? And by the way, for the record, who says they can't just buy the console? That's kind of the point, right? Like, hey, you want them to put, you want them to buy the console so they can play the game. Okay, yeah, and they can still have a preference for the other platform. They just only buy a PlayStation to play the one game that catches their attention. I mean, granted, that probably doesn't happen a lot, and probably actually happens very rarely. But the world is what it is. Just sorry guys, this was a whole tangent. But yeah, this PlayStation 5 generation has just been bad. It really has been. Listen, I know it's so easy to be a downer. It's so easy to, try to, just, milk this content for all the negativity. But I'm still fairly optimistic about PlayStation. I do see the good things they're doing. I still see the good games on the horizon. But, at the same time, every once in a while, you just have to kind of let reality settle in and just accept it for what it is. Hey, things are shit right now, but you know what? As they say, tomorrow's a new day. And you know what? With a new day, there's new possibilities. You know, tomorrow Sony can announce the PlayStation 6, and they will say there's like 20 exclusives and 20 multi-plat games and 5 PlayStation Studio games. You never know. You never know. Very unlikely, but then at the same time, you know, there's an unlikely chance that you're going to win the lottery, but someone wins it. So cautious optimism is what I've been practicing, and with PlayStation, it's kind of been rough. But you know, at the same time, I'd rather be a PlayStation guy than a Nintendo fan because at least Sony don't suck as bad as they do right now. Oh my god. So with all that said, guys, this is That PlayStation Gamer sign out. Thank you guys for watching this. Thank you, watcher, for a self-admitted PlayStation fan, kind of losing his mind just for about almost 12 minutes. Because you know what, I think every once in a while I need to do these little therapy venting sessions. Because you know what, I think it's good to vent and not keep things internalized. So until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that YouTube hour BS. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.